Welcome to a journey unlike any other, a journey inward into the deepest layers of who you are and who you are meant to become. Too often, life moves so fast that we forget to pause and ask ourselves the most powerful questions. Am I living at my highest level? Am I using all of the gifts, abilities, and opportunities one have been given? For most, the answer is no. We settle. We shrink. We play small not because we lack potential but because we fail to recognize it or to act on it. This audiobook is a call to wake up, to rise, and to claim the life that has always been waiting for you. The truth is, every single human being is born with greatness within. You are no exception. Deep inside, there is an untapped reservoir of strength, creativity, intelligence, and resilience that you may not have fully accessed yet. Life has a way of burying this potential under layers of fear, doubt, routine, and external expectations. But the moment you choose to peel back those layers, you begin to see the extraordinary person hiding beneath. Unlocking your full potential is not about becoming someone new. It's about uncovering who you truly are. Think about it. How many times have you felt there was more in you than what you were showing the world? Perhaps you've had moments where a spark of brilliance, courage, or inspiration flickered, only to be dimmed again by hesitation or outside voices telling you to stay small. Those moments are not accidents. They are glimpses of your full potential trying to break through. This audiobook is about learning to nurture that spark until it becomes a fire that cannot be ignored. So many people live their lives like a bird trapped in a cage with the door wide open. The ability to fly has always been there, but fear of the unknown keeps them clinging to the familiar perch. Unlocking your potential means daring to spread your wings, even when the sky seems uncertain. It means realizing that the cage was never locked, and that you were always meant to soar. The greatest tragedy is not failure, it's never attempting to fly at all. You might be wondering, what exactly is potential? It is the gap between where you are now and where you could be. It is the distance between your current self and your highest self. It is the hidden strength you discover when you're tested, the creativity that flows when you give yourself permission to dream, and the resilience you find when life knocks you down. Potential is possibility, and possibility is infinite. Your life can expand as far as your vision and courage will allow. But here's the challenge. Unlocking your potential requires a decision. It doesn't happen by accident. You cannot stumble into greatness while living on autopilot. You must be intentional. You must choose growth even when it's uncomfortable. You must choose discipline even when distractions tempt you away. You must choose courage even when fear whispers in your ear. This audiobook is not just a collection of ideas. It is a roadmap to guide you through those choices, one step at a time. As you listen, you will notice that this journey is not about perfection. It is not about becoming flawless or invincible. Rather, it is about progress. It's about becoming more of who you are capable of being with each passing day. Small, consistent steps in the right direction compound into massive transformation over time. That's the secret most people overlook. Potential is unlocked not in one grand moment, but in thousands of small choices that add up to greatness. It's important to understand that this journey will stretch you. Growth always does. At times, it may feel uncomfortable because you'll be asked to confront fears, habits, and limiting beliefs you've carried for years. But remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, muscles grow through resistance, and character is built through challenge. Each obstacle you face will not break you. It will build you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared to live at your fullest. Imagine for a moment the life that would unfold if you stepped into your potential fully. Imagine waking up with purpose, moving through your day with confidence, and ending each night knowing you are closer to your dreams. Imagine the ripple effect of your growth, how your courage inspires others, how your success creates opportunities, how your light gives others permission to shine. Unlocking your potential is not only for you, it is for every life you touch along the way. This introduction is an invitation, a doorway to a new way of living. As you continue through this audiobook, allow the words to sink into your heart. Listen not just with your ears but with your soul. Challenge yourself to apply what you hear, to act on the lessons, and to embody the principles. Your future self is waiting, stronger, wiser, more fulfilled, and ready to shine. The journey begins now. The only question is, are you ready to unlock your full potential? Chapter 1. Understanding your potential. Potential is one of the most powerful forces within every human being, yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. Many people confuse potential with what they have already accomplished, as if their current results are the only evidence of their abilities. But the truth is, your potential is not defined by your past. It is not limited by your current circumstances. It is the limitless reservoir of power, creativity, and ability within you, waiting to be tapped. Every great invention, every life-changing decision, and every act of extraordinary achievement began as potential that someone dared to nurture. Think about this. A seed by itself looks ordinary, small, unremarkable, even fragile. But inside that seed is the blueprint of a mighty tree that can provide shade, shelter, fruit, and life for generations. Without the right environment, that seed might remain buried in the ground, never realizing what it was meant to be. Human potential is the same. You carry within you gifts, talents, and possibilities so vast they could transform not just your life but the lives of others. Yet, without awareness and cultivation, those gifts may remain dormant, hidden, and unused. Many people never unlock their potential because they confuse comfort with destiny. They believe that life as it is now is all they are capable of, so they settle. But settling is the greatest thief of potential. The reality is that the life you are living right now is not the measure of what you can achieve. It is only a fraction. Your untapped potential is far greater than your current situation, and recognizing this truth is the first step toward living the life you are truly capable of. Understanding your potential requires you to look beyond limitations. Society, family, or even your own past failures may have conditioned you to believe that you are average, ordinary, or incapable of greatness. These are illusions. The people who changed the world, visionaries, leaders, inventors, creators, were not extraordinary in the beginning. They were ordinary people who decided to explore and expand their potential. The same energy that drove them to greatness lies within you. The question is whether you will dare to awaken it. One reason people fail to recognize their potential is because they measure themselves by comparison. They look at others who are further along and conclude that they could never reach that level. But potential is not about competing with others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. Comparing yourself to someone else is like comparing a seed to a blooming tree. Both have value, but both are at different stages of growth. Your potential is uniquely yours, and your journey will never look identical to anyone else's. Another key aspect of understanding your potential is realizing that it grows as you grow. It is not a fixed amount. Just as muscles expand with exercise, your abilities expand with challenge, practice, and perseverance. The more you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, the more you discover what you are truly capable of. What once felt impossible can, with time and effort, become second nature. This is why potential should never be underestimated. It is always expanding, always waiting to be unlocked through consistent action and belief. To understand your potential, you must first silence the inner voice of doubt. That voice tells you that you are not smart enough, talented enough, or deserving enough. But doubt is not a reflection of your potential. It is a reflection of fear. Every human being has fears, but those who achieve greatness are the ones who choose to act in spite of them. By questioning those limiting beliefs and daring to take small steps forward, you will begin to see evidence of your potential unfolding before your eyes. Potential is also revealed in moments of challenge. When life places obstacles in your path, you are given an opportunity to discover strengths you didn't know you had. Think back to a time when you faced something difficult, maybe a hardship, a setback, or a problem that seemed overwhelming. Somehow you found a way through. In that moment, you tapped into strength you didn't realize was within you. That is the essence of potential. It rises to the surface when called upon. The more you rise to challenges, the more of your hidden capacity is revealed. Another way to grasp the enormity of your potential is to reflect on your desires and dreams. The goals that stir your heart, the visions that keep you awake at night, the quiet whisper that tells you, you were made for more. These are not random. They are clues to the possibilities that already exist within you. You wouldn't dream it if you weren't capable of achieving it. Your imagination is often the preview of your potential. When you align your actions with your deepest desires, you unlock levels of ability and creativity that you never thought possible. Finally, to understand your potential fully, you must embrace the idea that it is not just about personal success. It is about contribution. The potential within you is not meant to remain bottled up. It is meant to serve, to inspire, and to impact others. When you use your talents, skills, and strengths to make a difference, you step into the highest expression of who you are. Your potential is not simply for your benefit. It is for the world. And the world is waiting for you to rise, to share, and to fully become the person you were destined to be. Chapter 2: The Power of Belief. Belief is the invisible force that shapes every choice we make and every outcome we experience. It is the unseen foundation upon which success is built. Without belief, even the greatest ideas remain lifeless, unacted upon, and forgotten. With belief, however, mountains are moved, impossible dreams are achieved, and new realities are created. Think of it as the engine of your mind. When you believe something is possible, your entire being aligns itself to make it happen. When you believe in yourself, you begin to carry yourself differently. Your posture changes, your voice holds more confidence, and your energy attracts opportunities. Others begin to notice not because you tell them, but because belief radiates from within like light through a window. People are drawn to those who carry themselves with certainty. Belief not only changes the way you see yourself, but it changes the way the world sees you. It is important to recognize that belief is a choice. Many people think confidence is something you're born with, but the truth is that it is built, strengthened, and nurtured over time. Every time you decide to trust yourself, even in small ways, you are planting seeds of belief that will grow into unshakable confidence. Each small act of courage adds up, and soon the things that once scared you will feel natural and easy. Belief does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending things will always be easy. It means choosing to see possibility in the face of difficulty. It is the voice that whispers, "I will find a way," even when the path ahead looks uncertain. Without belief, obstacles appear as dead ends. With belief, those same obstacles become stepping stones toward growth. What looks like failure to someone else becomes a valuable lesson to the believer. Think of the greatest inventors, leaders, and visionaries throughout history. Each one of them faced doubt, rejection, and criticism. Yet what set them apart was not luck or circumstances, but an unshakable belief in their vision and in themselves. Thomas Edison believed in the light bulb long after hundreds of failed experiments. Nelson Mandela believed in freedom long after decades of imprisonment. Their belief kept them alive, inspired, and unrelenting when everything around them screamed otherwise. Your beliefs also shape your identity. If you believe you are capable, you will act like someone capable. If you believe you are unworthy, you will sabotage your own success. This is the self-fulfilling prophecy of belief. Whatever you repeatedly tell yourself, your mind will find evidence to support it. That's why it is critical to feed your mind with empowering thoughts, positive affirmations, and uplifting influences. You cannot unlock your potential if your inner voice is constantly telling you that you're not enough. Changing your beliefs begins with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts you repeat to yourself daily. Notice the words you use when you describe yourself and your abilities. Are they words of strength and confidence, or words of doubt and limitation? Remember, your subconscious mind is always listening. By intentionally replacing negative beliefs with empowering ones, you reprogram your mind to support your growth rather than sabotage it. Belief also requires patience. You cannot expect to wake up one morning and suddenly believe in yourself without question. It is a gradual process, built through repeated action and reinforced through evidence. Every time you set a goal and achieve it, no matter how small, your belief grows stronger. Each time you face fear and take a step forward, your belief expands. Over time, what once seemed impossible begins to feel inevitable. It is also worth remembering that belief is contagious. When you surround yourself with people who believe in themselves and in their dreams, their energy becomes fuel for your own journey. Likewise, when you surround yourself with doubt, fear, and negativity, your own belief begins to weaken. Choose carefully who you allow into your circle, because their voices will often echo louder in your mind than your own. Surround yourself with believers and you will never run out of strength. Ultimately, the power of belief is the power of creation. You create your reality through the thoughts you accept and the stories you tell yourself. Believe that you are capable and you will rise. Believe that you are unworthy and you will shrink. The difference between success and failure, fulfillment and regret, is often nothing more than the strength of your belief. Choose belief every day and you will unlock a version of yourself you never imagined possible. Chapter 3. Identifying your strengths and weaknesses. Self-discovery is the cornerstone of unlocking your full potential. Many people spend their lives chasing external validation without ever truly understanding who they are at the core. Identifying your strengths and weaknesses is not about judgment, it's about clarity. When you know what you are naturally gifted at, you can maximize those areas. When you know your weaknesses, you can decide whether to improve them, manage them, or simply accept them. The process of honest self-awareness is one of the most empowering gifts you can give yourself. One of the best ways to uncover your strengths is to pay attention to your energy. What tasks or activities make you feel alive, excited, and fully engaged? These are not accidents, they are indicators of natural alignment. Strengths often show themselves when you are in flow, when time passes quickly and you perform with ease. This isn't limited to obvious talents like singing, writing, or athletics. It could be problem-solving, listening, organizing, or encouraging others. Strength is not just about skill, it's about what resonates deeply with who you are. At the same time, it is equally important to uncover weaknesses. Weaknesses are not flaws to be ashamed of. They are simply areas where your natural wiring does not align. For example, you may be creative but struggle with details, or you may be excellent with numbers but uncomfortable with public speaking. Weaknesses only become limitations when ignored or denied. By bringing them into the light, you take control of how they influence your journey. Weaknesses are not roadblocks, they are signposts pointing to areas where you need support, practice, or adaptation. A powerful method for identifying strengths and weaknesses is to seek feedback from others. Sometimes, we are blind to our own gifts because they feel so natural we don't recognize them as special. Friends, family, mentors, or colleagues often see qualities in us that we overlook. Likewise, they may point out weaknesses we've been unconsciously ignoring. Honest, constructive feedback can be uncomfortable, but it is a mirror that helps you see yourself more clearly. Journaling is another valuable tool in the journey of self-awareness. Writing about your daily experiences, challenges, and achievements allows patterns to emerge. You may notice that certain types of activities drain you while others energize you. Over time, these reflections reveal recurring themes that highlight where your true potential lies. Keeping track of moments where you felt proud, accomplished, or frustrated can give you insight into the strengths and weaknesses shaping your path. It is important to remember that identifying weaknesses does not mean you are limited by them. Some weaknesses can be developed into strengths through intentional practice. Public speaking, for example, is feared by many, yet countless individuals have turned it into a strength through training and persistence. On the other hand, some weaknesses are better managed than conquered. If you are naturally poor at detail-oriented tasks, you may choose to partner with someone who excels in that area instead of forcing yourself to master something that drains your energy. The balance between strengths and weaknesses is what creates uniqueness. Your strengths distinguish you, but your weaknesses shape your humility, resilience, and need for collaboration. No one is meant to be perfect at everything. Life is designed for interdependence. Your weakness may be another person's strength, and together, you create something greater than either of you could alone. Understanding this truth removes the burden of perfection and replaces it with a mindset of growth and collaboration. As you become more aware of your strengths, the challenge is to use them intentionally. Too often, people underutilize their talents, allowing fear, laziness, or distraction to keep them from shining. Imagine a gifted writer who never picks up a pen, or a natural leader who stays silent in every meeting. Recognizing a strength is not enough. You must commit to developing it, sharpening it, and using it in meaningful ways. Every strength is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Equally, as you grow in self-awareness, you must not allow weaknesses to define your identity. Too many people live small because they obsess over what they lack rather than what they possess. A weakness is only one aspect of you. It does not erase your gifts. Instead of letting it discourage you, reframe it as an opportunity to adapt. By acknowledging and managing weaknesses, you prevent them from holding you hostage. You learn to build strategies, ask for help, and embrace a growth mindset that keeps you moving forward. Ultimately, the process of identifying your strengths and weaknesses is about building self-mastery. It allows you to align your life with who you are at your core, rather than forcing yourself into paths that do not fit. It helps you make choices with clarity, create goals with intention, and pursue growth with purpose. True potential is not unlocked by ignoring your weaknesses or taking your strengths for granted. It is unlocked by embracing the whole of who you are, the strong, the fragile, the powerful, and the growing, and using every part of yourself to live fully and authentically. Chapter 4: Setting Purposeful Goals. Setting goals is one of the most powerful ways to unlock your potential because it gives direction to your energy. Without clear goals, you wander aimlessly, often busy but not truly progressing. A goal acts like a compass. It keeps you moving in the right direction even when obstacles appear. Imagine driving a car without knowing where you're headed. No matter how fast you go, you might never arrive at a meaningful destination. This is why purposeful goals are not just about productivity, they are about living with intention. When you set goals, they should be rooted in purpose, not just desire. Many people set goals based on what society expects of them, what others will applaud, or what feels good in the moment. But purposeful goals come from within. They align with your values, your vision, and the life you truly want to live. Ask yourself, why does this goal matter to me? If the answer connects deeply with your heart and long-term vision, then that goal becomes a source of unstoppable motivation. Clarity is everything when it comes to setting goals. A vague goal like, "I want to be successful," is too unclear to guide your actions. Success means different things to different people. For one person, success might mean financial freedom. For another, It might mean peace of mind or making a difference in the community. A purposeful goal must be specific, measurable, and vivid. Instead of, I want to be successful, you might say, I want to build a business that generates financial stability while giving me the freedom to spend time with my family. The more clearly you can picture the outcome, the easier it is to move toward it. Breaking goals into smaller milestones is equally important. Many people abandon their dreams because the vision feels overwhelming. They want to lose 30 pounds, but the thought of the entire journey feels impossible. However, when broken down into smaller steps, like losing 2 pounds a week, adjusting diet gradually, and adding daily movement, the goal feels achievable. Each milestone reached fuels confidence and momentum, reminding you that progress is happening even if slowly. This principle applies to any area of life, from education to business to personal growth. Purposeful goals also demand commitment. It is easy to set a goal when you feel inspired, but staying committed when motivation fades is what separates achievers from dreamers. You will face days when you don't feel like working toward your goal, when the results seem too far away, or when distractions tempt you. In those moments, your purpose will anchor you. If your why is strong enough, your how will always find a way. A deep sense of purpose makes you resilient when challenges arise. Flexibility is another overlooked part of goal setting. Too many people see goals as rigid, like walls they cannot move around. In truth, goals should act like guiding stars, not prison bars. Life is unpredictable and circumstances change. Sometimes the path to your goal will shift, but as long as you hold on to the essence of your vision, you can adapt. For example, someone whose goal was to become a professional athlete might face an injury. Instead of abandoning their passion, they might pivot to coaching or sports mentorship, still fulfilling their deeper purpose. Visualization is a powerful tool when pursuing purposeful goals. When you close your eyes and imagine your future vividly, the sounds, the sights, the feelings of success, you condition your mind to believe it's possible. This isn't mere daydreaming, it's training your subconscious to seek out opportunities and push past resistance. Athletes, leaders, and top performers around the world use visualization as part of their daily routine because it creates a sense of inevitability about achieving their goals. Accountability also strengthens your journey. When you keep your goals to yourself, it's easy to give up quietly when things get tough. But when you share your goals with someone you trust or with a community that supports you, you create external pressure that fuels consistency. Accountability partners, coaches, or even journaling your progress can remind you that your journey matters. Purposeful goals thrive when nurtured in an environment of support and encouragement. It's important to celebrate progress along the way. Too often, we delay happiness until the final destination, forgetting that every small step forward is a victory worth recognizing. Celebrating doesn't mean stopping or losing focus. It means acknowledging your growth, reinforcing your belief in yourself, and renewing your energy. Small rewards for reaching milestones keep you motivated and help transform the process into a fulfilling journey rather than a burdensome chore. Finally, purposeful goals require alignment with who you are becoming. Goals are not just about what you achieve, they are about who you transform into along the way. As you pursue them, you will develop discipline, patience, resilience, and courage. The journey will shape you as much as the destination itself. This is the true beauty of setting goals with purpose. They don't just give you something to aim for, they make you grow into the person who is worthy of achieving them. And when you live this way, goals stop being just targets. They become stepping stones to your fullest potential. Chapter 5. The Discipline of Action. Potential is a beautiful idea, but without action, it remains locked away like treasure in a chest that is never opened. The gap between what you dream of and what you achieve is bridged only by the actions you take every day. Too many people live in a world of someday, Someday I'll start, someday I'll change, someday I'll pursue my goals. But someday never arrives. The only time you have is now, and the actions you choose to take in this present moment will determine the trajectory of your future. Discipline of action is about consistency, not perfection. You don't need to move mountains in one day, but you do need to move a single stone every single day. Small actions, repeated over time, compound into extraordinary results. Consider how rivers carve valleys or how a seed grows into a towering tree. None of it happens overnight. It is the accumulation of small, steady, disciplined movements. The same principle applies to your dreams. You unlock your potential by showing up and doing the work, even on the days you don't feel like it. One of the most powerful truths about action is that motivation often follows movement, not the other way around. Too many wait until they feel inspired before they start, but inspiration is fickle. It comes and goes like the wind. Discipline, however, anchors you. When you take action regardless of your feelings, momentum begins to build. You may start reluctantly, but once you begin, your energy and motivation grow. The secret is not waiting for the perfect mood. The secret is starting. Action requires clarity and structure. If you wake up each day without a clear plan, you fall prey to distractions, procrastination, and wasted time. Discipline means deciding ahead of time what matters most and structuring your life to support it. Whether it's dedicating an hour to learning, a block of time to building your craft, or a set routine for self-care and exercise, clarity of action prevents drift. Without structure, life pulls you in 100 directions. With it, you move forward with purpose and focus. Another aspect of disciplined action is sacrifice. You cannot unlock your potential without giving up what holds you back. This might mean sacrificing hours of mindless scrolling on social media, trading comfort for challenge, or saying no to habits that drain your energy. Every time you choose to act with discipline, you are making a trade, exchanging temporary comfort for long-term achievement. Discipline is not punishment. It is the highest form of self-respect. It is saying, I am worth the effort. Procrastination is one of the greatest enemies of action. We often delay tasks because we fear failure, or because the work feels overwhelming. But procrastination doesn't make the challenge disappear. It only magnifies it in our minds. Discipline breaks the cycle by pushing you to begin, no matter how small the first step. When you train yourself to start, even with something as simple as writing one sentence, making one phone call, or doing one push-up, you disarm procrastination's power. Momentum is born the moment you begin. Discipline of action also thrives on accountability. When you hold yourself responsible, or when others hold you responsible, you are less likely to falter. Share your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or community. Track your progress in writing. Reward yourself for consistency and correct your course when you slip. Accountability ensures that your actions are not just intentions in your mind but commitments you honor in reality. There will be days when you fail, when your discipline breaks, and when you fall short of your own standards. Discipline is not about never slipping. It is about getting back up every time you do. Resilience is built in these moments. Instead of letting one failure spiral into giving up, disciplined action says, I begin again today. The journey of action is a marathon, not a sprint, and success belongs to those who keep moving forward despite setbacks. One of the most profound shifts you can make is to view disciplined action not as a burden but as freedom. Many resist discipline because they see it as rigid or restrictive. But in truth, discipline liberates you from chaos, regret, and wasted potential. It gives you the freedom to live with intention, to control your destiny, and to create the life you truly desire. Discipline is the path to mastery, fulfillment, and purpose. It is the doorway through which your potential comes alive. Ultimately, the discipline of action is the heartbeat of achievement. It is the rhythm that sustains your growth, the anchor that keeps you steady, and the spark that transforms ideas into reality. Every great inventor, leader, or creator you admire was not simply gifted. They were disciplined in action. They showed up daily, put in the work, and refused to quit when it was easier to stop. That same power is within you. By embracing the discipline of action, you take ownership of your future and turn the possibility of potential into the reality of success. Chapter 6. Overcoming Fear and Limiting Beliefs. Fear is one of the greatest barriers between where you are and where you could be. It disguises itself in many forms: hesitation, procrastination, self-doubt, and excuses. Often we don't even recognize that fear is at the root of our inaction. Instead, we tell ourselves stories: "I'm not ready," "I don't have enough resources," or "maybe I'll try later." But deep down, fear is what keeps us in the comfort zone, preventing us from stepping into the unknown. To overcome it, you must first acknowledge that fear exists, then understand that it does not have to control you. Fear thrives in uncertainty. The human brain is wired to protect us from danger, so when it encounters situations where the outcome is unclear, it interprets them as threats. That's why pursuing your dreams or taking risks feels uncomfortable. Your mind wants to shield you from the possibility of failure. But growth never happens in complete safety. The only way forward is to embrace uncertainty, to understand that discomfort is not a signal to stop but a sign that you are moving toward growth. Limiting beliefs are another invisible barrier. These are the internal scripts we repeat to ourselves, statements like, "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve success," or "people like me don't achieve great things." These beliefs are often formed in childhood, influenced by our environment, culture, or experiences. They may have once served as protection, but now they stand in the way of progress. The danger of limiting beliefs is that they become self-fulfilling. When you believe you can't, you act as if you can't, and the results reinforce the belief. Breaking this cycle requires a conscious decision to challenge every false story you've been telling yourself. One powerful strategy is to replace fear with curiosity. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" shift your perspective to, "What can I learn from this?" When you approach challenges with curiosity, fear loses its grip. You begin to see opportunities where before you saw danger. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, and every risk becomes an experiment in growth. Curiosity reframes failure as feedback, not as a permanent mark of defeat. Another way to overcome fear is through exposure. The more you face what you fear, the less intimidating it becomes. Think of fear like a shadow. It looks larger than life from a distance, but as you walk toward it, you realize it has no substance. If you fear public speaking, start by speaking in small groups. If you fear rejection, put yourself in situations where rejection is possible but low stakes. Each time you face fear, you weaken its hold on you. Over time, you build resilience and courage that carry over into other areas of life. It's important to also shift how you define failure. Many people fear failure because they believe it defines them as unworthy or incapable. But failure is not a reflection of your identity, it is simply an event, a moment in time. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. Their secret is not avoiding failure but refusing to let it stop them. When you embrace failure as a teacher, you begin to see it as a necessary part of unlocking your potential. Self-talk plays a critical role in overcoming limiting beliefs. The way you speak to yourself creates the lens through which you view the world. If you constantly criticize yourself, you reinforce fear and doubt. But if you practice affirmations and speak with encouragement, you build confidence and courage. Words carry energy, and that energy shapes your reality. Remind yourself daily, "I am capable. I am resilient. I am worthy of success." Over time, these affirmations reshape the subconscious mind and weaken the grip of limiting beliefs. Visualization is another powerful tool. Your mind often struggles to distinguish between imagination and reality. When you vividly imagine yourself succeeding, your brain begins to create new neural pathways that support confidence and action. Before a big challenge, take time to close your eyes and picture yourself performing with courage and strength. See the outcome you desire and feel the emotions of success as if they are already real. Visualization primes your mind to take action, even when fear tries to hold you back. One overlooked factor in overcoming fear is community. Facing fear alone can feel overwhelming, but when you surround yourself with supportive, like-minded people, courage becomes contagious. Share your fears with trusted friends or mentors, and you will realize that you are not alone. Everyone faces fear and limiting beliefs. By speaking them out loud, you strip them of their power. Encouragement, accountability, and guidance from others can give you the extra push to step beyond your comfort zone. Finally, understand that overcoming fear is not about eliminating it completely. It is about moving forward despite it. Courage is not the absence of fear but the mastery of it. Every time you take action while afraid, you weaken its hold over you. Fear may never disappear entirely, but it no longer has to dictate your choices. The more you challenge it, the more you realize that the life you dream of exists just beyond the wall of fear. On the other side lies your full potential, waiting for you to claim it. Chapter 7: Learning and Growth Mindset. A growth mindset is one of the most powerful tools you can cultivate on your journey to unlocking your full potential. It is the belief that intelligence, skills, and abilities are not fixed traits, but qualities that can be developed through effort, persistence, and learning. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities are set in stone. They either have talent or they don't. But those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and effort as the pathway to mastery. This perspective changes everything because it means your future is not determined by your current state, but by your willingness to grow. Every mistake you make carries within it a lesson. Instead of feeling defeated when you stumble, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This shift transforms failure from an enemy into a teacher. Think about the most successful people in history: scientists, athletes, leaders, and creators. None of them reached greatness without setbacks. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. Michael Jordan missed over 9,000 shots in his career and lost hundreds of games, yet he's remembered as one of the greatest athletes of all time. The difference between those who succeed and those who quit is not talent, but the mindset to keep learning and improving no matter the circumstances. To truly embrace growth, you must step outside your comfort zone. The comfort zone feels safe, but it also limits your expansion. Growth happens when you stretch yourself, when you attempt things that feel unfamiliar, difficult, or even intimidating. Each time you try something new, you are rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways, and proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. When you lean into discomfort, you unlock hidden strength. Another key to a growth mindset is curiosity. When you approach life with curiosity, every experience becomes an opportunity to learn. Ask questions, explore ideas, and remain open to new perspectives. Curiosity keeps your mind alive and active, pushing you to see beyond your current limitations. Instead of asking, "Can I do this?" ask, "How can I do this?" That small shift in thinking opens doors to creative solutions and new possibilities. Surrounding yourself with knowledge is equally important. Books, courses, podcasts, mentors, and even daily conversations can become sources of learning. Make it a habit to feed your mind with ideas that challenge you and expand your vision. Knowledge is not just information, it is power, the kind of power that shapes decisions, builds confidence, and equips you to handle greater opportunities. The more you learn, the more capable you become of rising to your full potential. The growth mindset also requires patience. Too often, people give up because they don't see immediate results. But growth takes time. Just as a tree doesn't bear fruit the day it's planted, your skills and wisdom develop gradually through consistent effort. Patience allows you to stay committed even when progress feels slow. Remember, every small step forward counts, and persistence compounds into remarkable growth over time. One of the greatest barriers to learning is ego, the belief that you already know enough. Ego resists feedback, dismisses correction, and avoids humility. But a growth mindset thrives on feedback. Constructive criticism, far from being an attack, is actually a gift. It highlights areas where you can improve and grow. Instead of resisting feedback, embrace it with gratitude. Each piece of advice, each perspective from another person, is an opportunity to refine your skills and expand your potential. Equally, adopting a growth mindset requires resilience. Not every attempt will succeed. There will be times you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or even tempted to quit. But resilience allows you to bounce back, to rise from setbacks with renewed determination. Resilience says, "This is not the end, this is a lesson." And with each lesson learned, your character deepens, your skills sharpen, and your potential grows stronger. Learning is not limited to formal education. Life itself is the greatest classroom. Every challenge you face, every conversation you have, every risk you take teaches you something. When you live with a growth mindset, you see life as a continuous journey of learning. You are never finished. There is always more to explore, more to discover, more to improve. This attitude not only makes you more capable but also more fulfilled, because you are constantly evolving into a greater version of yourself. Ultimately, adopting a growth mindset is about giving yourself permission to grow. It is about releasing the pressure of perfection and embracing the beauty of progress. You do not have to be the best today, you only need to be better than you were yesterday. Each day, with effort and intention, you unlock another layer of your potential. When you choose growth over stagnation, you choose a life of limitless possibilities. And with that choice, your future becomes not a fixed outcome, but a canvas upon which you can paint the masterpiece of your destiny. Chapter 8. Surrounding yourself with the right environment. The environment you immerse yourself in is like the soil in which your life grows. A flower cannot bloom in toxic ground, and neither can your potential flourish in an environment filled with negativity, fear, or discouragement. Too often, people underestimate the impact their surroundings have on their mindset, habits, and ultimately their destiny. If you want to unlock your full potential, you must first create the right space for it to thrive, both physically and socially. The people you surround yourself with are either your anchors or your wings. Some will weigh you down with doubt, discouragement, or jealousy, while others will uplift you with belief, inspiration, and challenge. If you spend too much time with those who constantly see limits, you will begin to adopt their narrow vision of the world. But if you align yourself with individuals who dream big, who act boldly, and who see possibilities where others see problems, you will find your potential rising to match theirs. Your physical environment also plays a crucial role in shaping your productivity and growth. A cluttered, chaotic space often leads to a cluttered and distracted mind. On the other hand, a space that feels organized, calm, and inspiring fuels focus and creativity. It doesn't require wealth or extravagance. Sometimes all it takes is decluttering your room, adding motivational reminders on your walls, or arranging your space in a way that signals to your mind that it is time to grow and achieve. Mentors are one of the most powerful aspects of your environment. A good mentor can save you years of trial and error by sharing wisdom born of experience. They act as guides, offering perspective, encouragement, and accountability. Mentorship doesn't always have to be formal. Sometimes it's found in books, online content, or observing those you admire. By aligning yourself with the knowledge and energy of those further along the path, you condition yourself for growth and possibility. At the same time, it is important to recognize when to distance yourself from toxic influences. Not everyone in your life will understand your journey, and not everyone deserves a front row seat to your growth. Some people may unconsciously sabotage your progress out of fear, envy, or unwillingness to see you change. This doesn't mean you stop loving them, it means you create boundaries strong enough to protect your energy and your vision. Guarding your mental and emotional environment is an act of self-respect. Community is another powerful force. When you surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share your values and ambitions, you create an atmosphere of accountability and encouragement. Being part of a growth-oriented group motivates you to rise to higher standards, because humans naturally adapt to the culture of the tribe they belong to. Choose a tribe that pulls out the best in you, a circle that celebrates growth, and a community that makes you feel like achieving greatness is normal, not extraordinary. Technology has expanded the possibilities of creating a positive environment beyond physical proximity. Even if you do not yet have access to inspiring individuals in person, you can build your environment virtually. Online communities, podcasts, courses, and forums can connect you with people who ignite your passion and push you toward your goals. Carefully curate the information and voices you allow into your daily life. Social media feeds, YouTube channels, books, and content are all part of your environment. Choose them wisely, for they silently shape your worldview. Your environment also consists of habits and routines. Consider the atmosphere created by the rituals you perform each day. Do they energize you or drain you? For example, starting your morning with inspirational reading or exercise sets the tone for growth, while waking up and scrolling aimlessly through negativity online sets you back. The rhythm of your daily environment either reinforces your progress or undermines it, and mastering it is essential for unlocking your potential. It is also worth remembering that you yourself contribute to the environment of others. Just as you are influenced by the people around you, they are influenced by you. When you become a source of encouragement, positivity, and inspiration, you attract similar energy back into your life. By embodying the qualities you wish to see in others, you naturally draw the right people into your circle. In this way, you not only shape your environment but elevate the environments of those around you. Ultimately, your environment is a choice. You may not have been born into surroundings that nurture greatness, but you are not condemned to stay there. You have the power to choose what you listen to, who you spend time with, what spaces you live in, and how you invest your energy. By intentionally designing an environment that aligns with your goals and values, you position yourself for growth, resilience, and achievement. The right environment is not just a background, it is a catalyst that determines how fully you unlock your potential. Chapter 9: Resilience and Persistence. Resilience and persistence are the bedrock of unlocking your full potential, because no matter how ambitious your dreams may be, life will test your commitment to them. Every worthwhile goal comes with obstacles, and it is in those moments of difficulty that your true character is revealed. Resilience is not just about enduring hardship, it is about transforming it into fuel for growth. When challenges come, as they always will, the resilient person sees them not as final defeats but as stepping stones to greater strength and wisdom. One of the greatest truths about life is that nothing worth achieving comes easily. The journey to success is rarely a straight line. It is a winding road filled with setbacks, delays, and disappointments. Many people quit at the first sign of difficulty, but those who persist discover that adversity is often the very thing that molds them into the kind of person capable of handling success. The pain of persistence teaches patience, discipline, and fortitude, qualities that no easy victory can ever provide. Resilience begins in the mind. How you interpret challenges determines how you respond to them. When faced with failure, some see it as proof that they are not good enough, while others recognize it as feedback, a lesson pointing the way forward. The resilient person reframes failure into opportunity, asking not, "Why me?" but instead, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective transforms obstacles into powerful teachers. Persistence, on the other hand, is the daily practice of moving forward despite difficulty. It is the decision to keep showing up, to keep taking action, even when motivation fades and the results seem invisible. Success is rarely about massive breakthroughs. More often, it is the result of consistent small steps taken over time. Like water carving through rock, persistence may not be flashy, but it is unstoppable. Many of the world's greatest achievers were not the most talented, the most educated, or even the most gifted. They were simply the ones who refused to give up. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Nelson Mandela endured 27 years in prison before leading his country to freedom. These stories remind us that resilience and persistence often matter far more than initial ability. It is important to understand that resilience does not mean being unshaken by hardship. Even the strongest people feel pain, discouragement, and exhaustion. What makes them resilient is that they do not allow those emotions to paralyze them. They feel, they stumble, they fall, but they rise again, each time stronger and wiser than before. Every comeback adds another layer of strength, another reason not to quit. There will be days when progress feels painfully slow, when your dreams feel distant and your energy is drained. In those moments, persistence is a choice. It is the quiet, unglamorous decision to keep moving forward, even if the step you take is small. A single step may not feel like much, but over time, those steps accumulate into unstoppable momentum. Greatness is rarely achieved in leaps, it is built brick by brick through persistence. Resilience also involves adapting, not just enduring. Sometimes persistence means pushing through, but other times it means pivoting, learning, and finding new strategies. A resilient person does not stubbornly repeat what isn't working. Instead, they adjust their methods while keeping their vision intact. Like a tree in a storm, they may bend, but they do not break. Flexibility is as much a part of resilience as strength. The truth is, resilience and persistence are muscles. You strengthen them by using them. Each time you overcome a challenge, you build confidence in your ability to handle the next one. Each time you persist when quitting feels easier, you reinforce the habit of endurance. Over time, resilience becomes part of your identity. You no longer see yourself as someone who gives up, but as someone who overcomes. That belief alone can carry you through the darkest seasons. Ultimately, resilience and persistence ensure that your potential is not wasted. Without them, dreams die at the first obstacle. With them, no obstacle is permanent. Life will test your resolve, but if you meet those tests with courage, patience, and determination, you will discover a power within you greater than any challenge you face. Persistence is the bridge between desire and achievement, and resilience is the shield that guards you on the journey. Together, they guarantee that the full measure of your potential will be realized. Chapter 10: Living Your Full Potential. Living your full potential begins with a conscious decision to honor the person you are capable of becoming. It is not something that happens by accident or luck. It is a deliberate commitment to yourself, your dreams, and your capabilities. To live fully, you must first accept that your potential is not defined by your past failures or limitations but by the courage and determination you show today. Each choice you make, each action you take, and each challenge you embrace shapes the reality of the person you are becoming. When you commit to living your potential, you step into a life that is expansive, meaningful, and true to your deepest self. To live at your highest potential, you must embrace authenticity. Stop trying to conform to the expectations of others or the limited definitions that society places on success. Your potential is unique to you, and it can only be expressed when you honor your individuality. This means listening to your inner voice, trusting your instincts, and pursuing the paths that resonate with your purpose. Authenticity fuels confidence, creativity, and resilience. When you are true to yourself, every decision, effort, and action is aligned with your highest potential, creating a life of deep fulfillment and impact. Growth is a cornerstone of unlocking your full potential. It requires a commitment to continual learning, self-reflection, and improvement. You must view life as a laboratory where every experience, positive or negative, offers lessons that move you closer to your highest self. Seek knowledge relentlessly, challenge your assumptions, and never settle for complacency. Each step of growth strengthens your abilities and widens the scope of what you can achieve. Growth is not always comfortable, but it is essential. Your potential expands when you stretch beyond the familiar, push past resistance, and embrace the unknown. Living your full potential also requires embracing responsibility. You are responsible for your thoughts, actions, and choices. Excuses, blame, or waiting for circumstances to change will only keep you from realizing your true capabilities. The moment you take full ownership of your life, you regain the power to shape your destiny. Responsibility empowers you to take bold action, to learn from mistakes without self-judgment, and to pursue goals with unwavering focus. It transforms challenges into opportunities and failures into stepping stones. By owning your life completely, you unlock a freedom that allows your potential to flourish. Courage is inseparable from the pursuit of your potential. Fear of failure, judgment, or the unknown will constantly test your resolve. To live fully, you must make the choice to act despite fear, to take risks, and to embrace challenges that stretch you beyond comfort. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means recognizing fear and moving forward regardless. Each act of bravery strengthens your confidence, reinforces your resilience, and expands the boundaries of what you believe is possible. Your potential thrives when you are willing to face fear head-on and transform it into fuel for growth. Discipline is the bridge between potential and achievement. Natural talent or ideas alone are not enough to reach your highest capabilities. Consistent, focused effort over time creates mastery and transforms possibilities into reality. Develop routines, habits, and practices that support your vision. Prioritize long-term results over short-term gratification. Discipline ensures that your potential is not wasted, that your aspirations do not remain dreams, and that your efforts compound into extraordinary outcomes. Through disciplined action, your potential is translated into tangible success. Resilience is the armor that protects your journey toward living your full potential. Life is unpredictable and obstacles are inevitable. How you respond to setbacks defines the trajectory of your growth. Instead of succumbing to discouragement, use adversity as a catalyst for strength and creativity. Learn to adapt, persevere, and find solutions in the face of difficulty. Resilience allows you to maintain momentum, even when challenges feel insurmountable. It ensures that your potential is not diminished by external circumstances but rather strengthened by every experience you endure. Connection and contribution are vital elements of living fully. Your potential is not just for personal gain, it is a gift that can impact others. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you, and seek opportunities to contribute meaningfully to the world. Sharing your talents, knowledge, and resources multiplies the value of your potential. By elevating others, you create an environment where growth, achievement, and fulfillment flourish for everyone. Living fully means recognizing that your highest potential is intertwined with the well-being and progress of those around you. Self-awareness is the compass that guides your journey toward full potential. Regular introspection, reflection, and mindfulness allow you to understand your motivations, desires, and areas for improvement. Awareness enables you to make choices that are aligned with your purpose, rather than reacting to impulses or external pressures. It helps you identify opportunities, anticipate challenges, and make strategic decisions. By cultivating self-awareness, you navigate life with clarity and intention, ensuring that every step you take is a deliberate move toward your fullest expression. Finally, living your full potential is about embracing a life of purpose, passion, and meaning. It is a commitment to expressing the very best of yourself in every moment, to striving not just for achievement but for significance. Your potential is not limited to personal success. It encompasses the legacy you leave, the lives you touch, and the impact you make. When you live intentionally, courageously, and consistently, you create a life that is inspiring, fulfilling, and extraordinary. To unlock your full potential is to embrace the boundless possibilities within you and to live a life that reflects the greatness you were born to achieve. Conclusion. As you reach the end of this journey, pause for a moment and reflect on what you have learned. Each chapter was designed to awaken a part of you that has been waiting patiently, ready to emerge. The insights, tools, and strategies you have absorbed are not just words, they are seeds. Seeds that, when nurtured through action and belief, will grow into the extraordinary life you've always imagined. You are no longer the person who started listening. Something inside you has shifted, quietly but profoundly. Your potential is vast, more expansive than you have been taught to believe. Often, we limit ourselves unconsciously by accepting the constraints of our environment, upbringing, or past experiences. But today you have begun to see that those limitations are not truths, they are perceptions. Your potential is a canvas and you are the artist. Every thought, every action, and every decision now becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your life. The journey to unlocking your potential is not always easy, and it is not always comfortable. Growth requires discomfort. Challenges will arise, and moments of doubt will tempt you to return to old patterns. But understand this: discomfort is a sign of progress. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you expand your capacity for greatness. Fear is not a wall, it is a doorway, and courage is your key. You have learned how to turn fear into fuel, and that is the most powerful transformation of all. Belief in yourself is your most valuable asset. As you move forward, let this belief guide every action you take. It is easy to underestimate your abilities, especially when results are not immediate. But remember, success is rarely a sudden event. It is the accumulation of consistent effort, wise choices, and unwavering faith in your capabilities. Trust in the process, trust in your journey, and above all, trust in yourself. Your strengths are the compass that will lead you to fulfillment, and your weaknesses are simply areas to navigate wisely. There is no need for perfection. Perfection is a mirage that only distracts from growth. Instead, embrace your unique combination of skills, talents, and experiences. When you operate from this place of self-awareness, your potential is not only unlocked, it becomes unstoppable. The world needs the contribution that only you can make, and your authentic self is the vehicle for that impact. Goals are not just destinations, they are commitments to your own evolution. Each goal you set from this point forward is an act of self-respect, a declaration that you refuse to settle for mediocrity. Break your goals into actionable steps, pursue them relentlessly, and celebrate the small victories along the way. Every milestone, no matter how minor it seems, is proof that your potential is real, tangible, and growing stronger with every decision you make. Action, discipline, and persistence are the engines that turn potential into achievement. You have learned that ideas without action remain dormant, and that consistent effort, even in the face of setbacks, produces extraordinary results. There will be obstacles. There always are, but the person who moves forward despite them is the person who discovers their true power. Persistence is not merely endurance. It is a declaration that you will not allow circumstances, doubt, or fear to dictate your destiny. Surround yourself with people, environments, and influences that reflect your highest aspirations. Your potential flourishes in conditions that nourish it. Seek mentors who challenge you, peers who inspire you, and experiences that stretch you. Avoid negativity, distractions, and anything that saps your energy or clouds your vision. Your environment is not just a backdrop. It is the soil from which your growth emerges. Choose it wisely, and it will elevate every step you take toward greatness. Resilience is your armor, and adaptability is your ally. Life will test you, sometimes harshly, and the path to fulfilling your potential is rarely smooth. But each challenge you overcome strengthens your resolve, sharpens your skills, and deepens your understanding of yourself. Remember, your potential is not measured by how many times you fall, but by how consistently you rise, stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. Every setback is a lesson, every difficulty a stepping stone, and every triumph a confirmation that you are moving closer to the life you were meant to live. Finally, embrace the responsibility and joy of living your full potential. You are capable of more than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. The knowledge, the insights, and the strategies you have learned are meaningless unless acted upon. Today, commit to your growth, commit to courage, and commit to the pursuit of your best self. Let your life become a beacon of possibility, a testament to what happens when a person refuses to play small. The world is waiting for the brilliance that only you can offer, and the time to shine is now. Step forward, unlock your potential, and create a life that is extraordinary in every sense.